A couple years ago, I made a huge mistake. I sold my Shelby GT350R, and I regret that. So today, we're gonna fix it. So we are heading to the airport to fly to Chicago, very quick and easy flight, because the car is out there. And not any Shelby GT350R, my exact former car. The guy I sold it to still has it, and I'm gonna buy it back. My Uber has arrived. From 312 supercars to 312 responsible family crossovers.
Welcome to Chicago.
Thank you for picking me up.
Anytime.
It's a rainy day to buy a car. Some cars that you regret selling, we were just chatting about, are a little bit more difficult to buy back now.
Speciale
Coupe, the Pista, and the A12 GTS, which all hindsight's 2020, but each of those are $1 million plus.
Oh, the special. I feel like the car that had the best appreciation factor with miles was the Speciale.
Yeah.
Because that had 5,000 miles.
Yes.
It was immaculate.
It was an insane spec.
Yeah.
Ferrari matte red was, what was it called? I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot.
Matte red with matte gold accents, gold wheels. Oh my god, that Speciale was amazing. I drove it to Starbucks once and then you sold it. Oh, and there it is. I haven't laid eyes on this car in years. Oh yes, the 350R, my exact car. Leadfoot gray with the signature wheels. Oh, I have very, very much missed this car. Quick test drive, everything sounds, feels, and looks fantastic. Exactly how I sold the car. We're gonna take a look at a couple other things. I've got the carbon wheels to check out, car cover and so forth, and then a little bit of paperwork, and then the car is mine again. We got the carbon wheels with the factory cup 2s. I pretty much took these off immediately when I got home because I don't want to drive on carbon, so yeah. Absolutely miserable weather, so I am not filming as much as I wish I could, but the car is mine again. Deal is done. We're gonna head over to Mikey's house. I'm actually storing the carbon wheels at his place for a bit because I can't quite transport them back in this car on its own. And my next trip out here is actually in a Miata, so it's even less practical than this car. Eventually I'll come pick them up, but I am starving because woke up early this morning, haven't had lunch yet. We're gonna grab some food, but this is so exciting. I am so excited. It has actually been almost exactly 3 years since I sold the car. The seller slash buyer, Blake, the guy I sold the car to, who I just bought it from again, told me it was August 10th, 2023. It is currently August 1st, 2026. So almost exactly 3 years ago, I sold the car and now I'm buying it again. I do find it kind of amusing that I am both the second and fourth owner of this car. Making a stop at Iron Gate here to go visit a friend's collection. There are some pretty cool garages back here. And let me see if I remember how to find which garage I'm supposed to be at. I'm very happy the rain has seemed to take a short little break. Ooh, that old G-Wagon's cool. This is a treat. Quick stop by a friend's garage with an absolutely spectacular Ferrari collection. Take a look at these. We've got the Pista Spider, the 812 Comp Aperta, the Monza SP2. This is the Monza you buy if you have a friend to drive with. If you don't, you get the Monza SP1. But this one right here has to be, I think, the crown jewel here. The gorgeous spec on this SP3. I think the best modern day Ferrari. Naturally aspirated V12, it looks absolutely amazing from every single angle, and the market agrees. The values are skyrocketing. SF90XX, and you know the cool thing? Owner of all of these cars has also owned a Shelby GT350R, although I think the value of my car is the cost of the Scuderia shields. Anyways, really fun little treat here, stopping by one of the coolest Ferrari collections. Unsurprisingly, we are low on gas, so Costco. All right, we have a bit of time before we grab dinner, so let's talk about why I bought this car again. This is my actual exact car. It's kind of weird, kind of surreal, really cool to have my actual car back. So I originally bought this from its first owner down in Florida back in 2020. It was the summer of 2020. I owned it for about 3 years, and then I wasn't driving it enough. and I decided to sell it. So at that time I had this 350R, my R8 RWS, and the C8 Z06. And in between travel, work, press cars, and having 3 sports cars, I just didn't have enough time, peak first world problems, right, to drive all of the cars. And despite this being one of my absolute dream cars, I think I drove it, I don't know, 500-600 miles in 2023, and I'm like, I felt so bad because it was just sitting there. So I was like, you know what, let me sell it. I could always buy another one. That's what I was thinking at the time. So I ended up selling it to a local person to the Chicago area. That was August of 2023, and downsized. R8 went away, this went away, just kept the Z06. Couple years later, I started feeling lots of regret. So over the last year to 2, I've been really missing this car. And I was like, I want to buy one again. Now, my thought was to buy a 2019 or 2020. That was kind of when I thought selling this, like, you know, there's enough out there. It wasn't some like insanely limited. It's pretty rare, but it's not that rare to the point where I couldn't buy one again. And I figured they would go up in the future, but the appreciation curve wasn't gonna skyrocket like some sort of super rare Ferrari or a gated manual LP640 or something crazy, right? So I was like, you know what? I want to buy a 2019 or 2020. That's the final model years of the 350, and the Rs are gonna be the most desirable, and I'd keep that one truly forever. So for the last year or so, I've been really starting to gear up to like, yep, let me buy a 350R again. So I started hunting seriously maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I made a post in one of the groups, kind of starting to look like, hey, if anybody has a nice 2019 or 2020R, ideally under 10,000 miles, 10 to 15,000 miles, kind of was the threshold. And the pricing for those, a good one is going for probably between $85,000 to $115,000, depending on 19 or 20 mileage, color, a lot of different variables there. But they're starting to climb. They're starting to get pretty pricey. But that was kind of what I was expecting to have to spend to get one. And then the guy I sold this to, Blake, he sent me a message. He goes, oh, I saw you're looking for one again. If you are by chance interested, I still have your car, and I'm thinking about selling it. He wants to do a couple other things. And that got me thinking. I was like, oh, my exact car is pretty cool. So this one here is a 2018 GT350R. I sold it with around 15,000 miles, and it now has 23,000 miles, which is more than I was looking for in my range. If this was some other 2018 GT350R with 23,000 miles on it, I probably would not have considered it because I wanted a 19 or 20. I wanted the carbon dash. I wanted the last couple years. The red inserts on the Recaros is pretty cool. But this being my actual car was just, it seemed fitting, right? I know the history. It's been modified the way I want it, right? No powertrain mods other than the exhaust valve controller. I can talk about that. We've got, you can see, signature forged wheels or aftermarket wheels. I put those on pretty much immediately after buying it. I drove it home on the carbon wheels, but carbon wheels and Cup 2 tires, I don't want to use that combination on the real world streets. So got this aftermarket set of wheels. I love the color combination. It's like a really dark gold bronze with a lead foot grain, the red accents, running PS4S tires, just much more usable all around. Carbon front splitter, carbon diffuser, wrapped in matte paint protection film. I've changed the lights. It already has the Watson harness bar on the inside. And the thing was, like, I just know the history, right? I installed the catch cans. I made sure that there was no oil consumption, and I washed all these things and had it serviced. And I checked everything out with the guy I sold it to, right? Looked at the Carfax. He told me about maintenance. And I was like, you know what? Buying my exact car back does seem really cool, and that's what I have done. Let's see, in the interest of transparency, how much did I pay to buy this car back? $66,000. So the 2019s I was looking at, way less miles, right? $96,000. That's what I kind of came down to on this one 2019 white with black stripes. But I also wasn't like in love with the white with black stripes color combo, right? I wanted something more colorful, like Grabber Lime or the orange, what's it called, Twister? Or Orange Fury or Ford Performance Blue. That probably would be my #1 choice. Heritage cars clean heritage cars are selling for like $175. I saw a couple on Bring a Trailer. I was like, no, I can't, too much, right? But a white with black, I was just like, it was the best car that I had found at the exact moment, but I wasn't like, woohoo, I want to buy this. And the idea of saving $30,000 for other things and getting my exact car back was really appealing. So I thought about it a little bit, talked to some friends about it, talked to my wife about it, and she actually was like, why don't you just buy the newer one? I'm like, but it's my car. She goes, okay, yeah. And she'd been hearing me talk about a 350, a Shelby. She's probably tired of it. She was like, I'm so excited you're finally buying the car because you won't shut up about it. But yeah, so that's how we came about to buying my exact car back. It's surreal, right? Because like I'm looking at it, like I have been here at my friend Mike's house so many times with this car. Like there's a photo of this car parked right there in the driveway with Mikey's Speciale right there too, right? There's so many times we've come over to hang out or to film, and now it's back. Now it is back. This is so cool. This is absolutely so cool. I am very, very excited. It comes with everything, right? The carbon wheels are wrapped up. I got to bring those back home at some point. I need to come out here with a car that can fit them because I can't fit. I can probably cram like one back. You're not going to fit 4 wheels in this thing. And next time I'm coming out here, I have a Miata, so it'll fit even less. So I need to come out here with like an SUV or truck. Thank you, Mikey, for letting me store my wheels in your garage for a little bit. Bring those back. Car cover. It's my car. It's my actual car. And it's mine again. This is so cool. All right, so why a GT350R again? I am a proponent for new experiences, right? Once you own a car, sell it, you kind of want to try new cars. I don't really want an R8 again because I've had 2 R8 V10s. They were really cool. Gated manual, Gen 1 Spider, and then the Gen 2 RWS. I don't particularly need to own an R8 again, but this, I can't stop thinking about it. So when you own a car, sell it, regret it, and want to buy it back again, I think that means that car is truly, truly special. I probably never should have sold it in the first place, and there were definitely some feelings of regret, but at the same time, there were valid reasons as to why I was selling it. I wanted to give full-time YouTube content creation a shot, and having 3 cars that I couldn't drive all at the same time didn't make sense. I knew I needed to downsize my costs. I wanted to build up some cash in the savings account just in case I needed to draw from it as I started getting going, leaving a full-time job. So there were a ton of reasons why I decided to sell the cars, but I regretted it, and buying it back. But why the 350R? What makes this car so special? Well, the engine, right? The Voodoo 5.2-liter flat-plane crank V8. I like saying that's an engine that likely never should have existed. There were definitely some headaches I'm sure engineers had developing this thing. The NVH was a challenge. The vibrations, right? Ferrari apparently said that because the 458 is a 4.5-liter flat-plane crank V8. They said you could not do a V8 flat-plane crank with a displacement beyond 4.5 liters because the vibrations are too much and it would shake itself to pieces. And Ford was like, 5.2 liters, we can do it, with some caveats, right? But it's just the personality of this engine, the way it feels, the way it sounds, paired with a fantastic Tremec 6-speed manual. I love the feel. Like, that is a great manual transmission, and you can only get this with a manual. I love the way it looks. It's one of my favorites. Now, I do have a little bit of bias. So growing up as a kid, my dad worked at Ford. So take your child to work day, the cool car was the Mustang. And that became one of my aspirational dream cars. So the first car I bought myself when I graduated college and had money was a Boss 302 Laguna Seca. So I always went for the Mustangs. I was between an E92 M3 and the Boss 302. And I think I surprised most people by buying a Boss 302 Laguna Seca because the natural like YouTube social media choice would have been to buy the M3, right? But I've always had an affinity for Mustangs, and I've gotten to drive a lot of different variants and experience them. Like the GT500, the thing that kind of replaced this is a cross-plane crank 5.2 supercharged. It makes more power, but it's dual clutch only, feels a little heavier. It's an impressive machine, but it doesn't have the emotion and engagement and the feelings that this car has. And I really do think that GT350s are going to start appreciating. I don't expect them to double, triple in value. Like, this is never going to be like, well, this exact car because it's got miles on it. But even the cleanest ones, it's not like they're going to be $500,000 cars anytime soon. But as a driver's car that is so properly set up, it's a nice level of power that you can have fun and not feel like you're in the prison. It is so engaging with the manual transmission. It sounds so good. It's so unique. Everybody loves these things. Everyone who's driven one or owned one is like, yeah, it's so amazing. And they're never going to make a car like this again, ever. I am willing to bet some money on it that this engine itself definitely isn't going to come back, right? Everything's a Coyote now, and Ford is just running with the supercharged 5.2 with the new Dark Horse SC, the GTD. And the other thing is, like, doing what I do, I get to drive a lot of new fancy cars, really fast cars, and they're impressive. New cars are really, really cool. Corvette ZR1, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens. Yeah, they can all make 800, 1,000 horsepower, 60 in 1.9 seconds, quarter mile, and 9 something, right? They are so fast, so capable. But like, I miss the engaging feel of a car like this. And like, I just am so happy I have this back. Are there faster cars for the money? Yeah. People put superchargers on these things and like people do twin turbo builds. I have never been interested or have any appeal of doing that whatsoever. I just love this car the way it is. I don't need an exhaust on it. I have the exhaust valve controller. It is set, good to go. I'm just gonna make sure it is maintained properly and take care of a little couple things here and there I may want to like fiddle around with, but mostly, I mean, I had it set up the way I wanted it when I sold it, and it's come back essentially exactly the same way that I sold it. So I really don't have much I need to do. I do want to purchase an extended warranty. This one had it, I believe it has expired now, and that's just a peace of mind kind of thing. I want to completely PPF the entire car, again, just for peace of mind. My Z06 is fully protected. I'm going to do this too. At the time when I bought it, I just did like the front end and impact areas. Might as well just PPF the whole car and then enjoy it, right? It needs a wash because it's being driven around in the rain right now, and it's a little bit dirty, but I'm so excited. My wife was asking me like a couple days ago, like, are you excited? Are you excited? Are you excited? I was like, I don't get excited for these things till I actually like leave and it happens, right? I'm a little bit jaded because we do so much traveling and different car stuff. But now that it's here and I'm talking about it on camera, I'm really excited. I'll be driving it home tomorrow, and some more content to come, but I'll let it sink in. It'll be cool to see it next to the Z06 again, because it is gonna feel like a weird blast from the past, like I've reversed, gone back in time 3 years, because like that was sometimes my garage was Z06 and the Shelby, and the R8 was somewhere else or whatever, right? And it's like, oh, I've come back again. This is a pretty badass Ford Performance two-car solution. We have the F-150 Raptor R with the supercharged V8 and my Shelby GT350R. And take a look at the precision parking job that Mikey did to fit the Raptor R in the garage. That is literally about an inch of clearance. That takes some skill, getting that thing crammed in here. Honestly, obviously, slightly biased, but Ford Performance makes some, well, now they're Ford Racing again, right? They were SVT, Ford Performance, anyways. Ford Performance makes some really, really fantastic enthusiast vehicles, from the special Mustangs, which sadly no longer are Shelbys anymore. I think they got rid of that partnership, so no more Shelby. It's all Dark Horse SC, GTD, other names. And then they have the Raptors, right? Not only the regular F-150 Raptor, the Raptor R, Bronco Raptor, Ranger Raptor. Yeah, it's a good time to be a Ford enthusiast, I think. This is fitting. Ford garage sign here on the wall, and then Ferrari stuff. There's to be a lot of Ferraris in here. Also, that idle, I can feel the ground shaking. Quick breakfast with Mikey before hitting the road. Thanks again for everything, for picking me up and storing the tires and letting me spend the night. And we did a fantastic dinner at Roco Accord yesterday.
If anybody's looking for GT350R tires, they are for sale. Carbon wheels too. Relatively new tires. Hit me up, half price.
I'm gonna go steal your Rolls Royce and sell it for $15.
That's probably what it's worth.
Look at this. Look who's browsing GT350s for sale.
This thing is so sick.
I can't give a higher endorsement than buying it once and then buying it again. Something I forgot about is we have CarPlay, but it's wired CarPlay, and it's the old style of USB-A, and my rule currently is I only have USB-C cables, so I did not bring an old style USB cable, and yeah, so I don't have CarPlay right now. I'm just Bluetoothing it. All right, it's time to head home. We have about a 5-hour drive, so let's wrap up this video. So exciting to have my car back. It's a little bit surreal. It's strange, but I was telling Mikey all the things I'd already changed on this car and kind of why. So the front, the DRL kind of indicator lights there, I updated to make them look a bit more modern. The stock ones are kind of those clear, older looking reflectory ones. So it's got some LED ones, have a little directional sweep. The side reflectors on the rear, also kind of the boring looking red ones, are kind of more modern, smoked with a thin LED. The backup light too was an old little incandescent bulb, now it's LED. Couple of these changes here and there. The cool thing about buying my car back is like I don't have to do any of those things again. If I bought another 2019 350R or 2020, I'd probably do a lot of the things like the lights and the minor little changes there. The exhaust valve controller, the factory exhaust valves are right here, and they no longer do anything. It's a little AWE controller with a remote, and essentially plugs the factory one and then it overrides it. But the reason I like that is because the factory valve behavior when you cold start is to actuate to kind of test it. So it goes loud, quiet, loud, and I don't like that. So now I can just like open them and then have a nice cold start that stays loud. Little things here and there. I actually installed it in Mikey's garage. They used to have lifts in there, put it up in the air, and did that years and years ago. Let's see, what are the things I need to do now that the car is back mine? I'm gonna do an extended warranty. That is the plan. It's getting more difficult to get an extended warranty for these cars because they're getting older. So I want to forward ESP, what do they call them, extended service plans? I want to forward one to cover various things. Known issues. I mean, the engine is still a high-strung motor. You got to do oil changes, make sure things come up to temperature. The AC compressor is seemingly an issue with these. That's happening to a lot of people. And just kind of peace of mind. I want to PPF the entire car. Only the front end is paint protected. I want to do the whole car now that I know I'm going to own this car and keep it. It needs a wash right now because it's very, very dirty. But otherwise, you know, it's like, it's good to go, right? It's my car. Again, I do need to go pick up the tires again with the carbon wheels. Let's see what else. We're talking a bit about the carbon wheels. They're painted for this generation because I think during this era, they hadn't figured out the weave perfectly because the GT500 and later carbon wheels from Carbon Revolution are exposed weave, but the 350R wheels are painted gloss black. Same thing, the wing out back, it's painted gloss black. It's not, speaking of GT500s, one just went by there. That's not exposed weave, but later on they ended up doing exposed weave. But I like the signature wheels on this one. I mean, I bought them, so of course I like them. Anything else? Anything else? I think the last part of it was, why did I end up buying this car back? Just because I love it. I mean, the sound, the feeling, it's so, I mean, it's bringing back so many fond memories. Huge fan of this car. It is a truly special car. I think they are starting to climb, especially 19 and 20s. This one, I don't expect because I'm going to drive it. I don't really care about that aspect of it, but if the whole market goes up and I put miles on this one, theoretically, maybe the price just stays the same. The value doesn't drop because if everything else appreciates but you put miles on your car, then your value could maybe just stay stationary. But ultimately, I really want to keep this car forever now because I bought it back again. So we'll drive it, enjoy it. About a 5-hour drive home, and then we've got date night tonight. I'm going to be taking Angel out. We're doing dinner and then a movie. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, buying my GT350R back, my exact car. Many more videos to come. Thanks for watching.